Good day and welcome to Government at Work. I'm your presenter, Adina Johnson. In the headlines, Montserrat received an additional 2,000 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, and a national education curriculum for Montserrat is being developed. Our top stories and more after this message. Montserrat received its second shipment of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine from the United Kingdom on March 31st. Montserrat's shipment is one of 4 vaccine deliveries from the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office FCDO to overseas territories in the Caribbean on March 31st. The UK has committed to supplying the OTs with enough vaccine to ensure their entire adult populations have been offered protection. The Governor's Office on Montserrat said, within these 2,000 new doses and supporting medical supplies, we are taking a further step to overcoming the COVID-19 pandemic. Vaccination is the key both to our personal health and to our community's return to normal life. Montserrat received its first batch of the AstraZeneca vaccine in early February. That batch contained 3,000 doses. As of 31st March, 1,271 persons have been registered to be vaccinated. A total of 1,266 persons have received their first dose. Calvin Air helicopters based in Antigua is providing air transportation between Montserrat and Antigua 2 times per day. The helicopter service took effect on April 11th and will remain in place until April 21st, 2021. During this period, the Johnny Osborne Airport in Montserrat is closed to the usual fixed-wing aircraft flight operations as runway resurfacing work will be undertaken. The helicopter service by Calvin Air will be provided 2 times per day as follows: Antigua to Montserrat 9 a.m., Montserrat to Antigua 9:40, Antigua to Montserrat 4 p.m., and Montserrat to Antigua 4:40 p.m. However, on Tuesday, April 20th, the service will depart Antigua at 9 a.m. and depart Montserrat at 5 p.m. Check-in times for both Montserrat and Antigua is 1 hour before the flight time. For reservation and bookings, customers are requested to contact Calvin Air at 268-789-4354. When calling the reservations line to book a flight, please be prepared to provide approximate passenger weight and baggage weight. The agents for the helicopter service are Emerald Travel Services on Montserrat, telephone number 664-392-3877, or email emeraldtravelservicesmni@gmail.com. In Antigua, the agent is Express Handlers, telephone 268-484-1324 or email expresshandlers2010@gmail.com. The Ministry of Education, Youth Affairs and Sports has commenced a project to develop a national education curriculum for Montserrat. The ministry has contracted the University of the West Indies or the Loch Jack School of Business in Trinidad and Tobago to develop the national curriculum. The education curriculum is a major component of the 2017 to 2021 Education Sector Plan, which the ministry is implementing. The Ministry of Education said the national curriculum of Montserrat must seek to develop skills in priority areas for the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, such as information and communication technology, healthy lifestyles, and life skills. The curriculum would also impact teacher development, as there would be a need to upgrade the skills of teachers so that they can effectively deliver the new material. Director of Education Dr. Gregory Julius is the focal point for this project, which is expected to be completed by December 2021. Several stages of public consultation and stakeholder engagement will be conducted during the development process. Stay with us. Government at Work continues after this message.
My name is Penny Maloney, and I'm the Health Promotion Coordinator. I strongly recommend that you consider COVID-19 vaccination. Strengthen your defense.
The Ministry of Agriculture commissioned a new tractor and aquaponics system as part of efforts to boost food production and encourage the use of organic farming technology. The commissioning ceremony took place on March 2nd. Polly Serrano tells us more on this report.
Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, Minister of Agriculture, the Honourable Cranston Buffang, said it is important for us on Montserrat to have and consume more locally produced foods, thereby reducing our reliance on imports. He noted that COVID-19 has brought into sharp focus the need for greater food security, and these initiatives are a big step in the right direction. The new tractor, commissioned by the Ministry of Agriculture, has the ability to access and maneuver on remote and small farm plots. Director of Agriculture Melissa O'Garrow said the ministry has been trying to procure a new and more suitable tractor for the sloping terrain on which many of the farmers operate. She said the new tractor would greatly assist the farmers as it is better able to maneuver and bank on the farm plots. The Ministry of Agriculture also commissioned an aquaponics facility in Braids. The site was initially established as a demonstration site to encourage farmers to adopt this farming technology. The facility is able to produce healthy, chemical-free plants such as lettuce and other above-ground crops to include cabbages, kale, bok choy, among others. The aquaponics project was spearheaded by the Extension Officer Lorenzo Graves. He explained that aquaponics is a system of growing plants in water without soil, which produces better quality and safer food. The aquaponics system also makes it possible to control environmental impacts and reduce the impact of pests and disease. Polly Serrano reporting for Government at Work News.
The Department of Community, Youth and Sports conducted its final public consultation on the Montserrat National Sports and Recreation Policy 2021 to 2030 on March 31st. As part of the Ministry of Education's public consultation activities, a town hall consultation was held to discuss the policy. The creation of the Montserrat National Sports Policy, Sports and Recreation Policy, will address the need for systematic development in the areas of sports for all, school sports, and high-performance sports. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Nassim Skerritt, explained the objectives of the sports policy.
So the first objective that really we focus on is making sports and recreation more accessible to all segments. And at first glance, I think some individuals think immediately to facilities, but we're talking all forms of accessibility. So it is making the adjustment that individuals with disabilities can engage in meaningful recreation and sports. It is ensuring that our facilities are up to standard. It is making sure that we have outreach programs that engage all segments of society. And some of it is, in many ways, bringing back traditions that were in place. And we'll talk a little bit about that in our action steps and programs. We talk about facilitating an environment and culture in which there is increased participation in sports and recreation, and hopefully something like COVID doesn't have to happen to facilitate that. And so during COVID, we would have noted how many individuals in society started taking their fitness and wellness more actively as a means of mental health balance, I think. And so we want to see people continuing to participate.
The ministry's policy focal point is Mr. Kenton Weeks. He added that the COVID-19 has encouraged greater use of technology, which the policy also makes provisions for.
Another thing that we've seen during this crisis is the use of the electronic means, internet and Zoom, and we have within this setup room for development with e-coaching. Yep. And the like. So we're now linking with partners more readily and often using our different platforms, Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, what have you. And I think that's one of the benefits of this period.
The draft policy can be read or downloaded from the government website. The Access Division Office of the Premier has started its Ferry ticket refund program and is currently facilitating refunds to customers who were affected by the halt in ferry passenger services in early 2020. As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, ferry passenger services were halted, resulting in some customers being unable to complete their travel on their confirmed booking dates. Individuals who have been affected are asked to note the following procedures for a full refund on their tickets. Applicants are requested to go to www.ferry.ms and select the Contact Us tab. The requested information must be filled out to include your full name and the ticket confirmation number that was issued upon purchase of the ticket. In the case for those who do not have access to an online service, refund request forms can be collected from the Access Division, Office of the Premier, Government Headquarters, Braids, Montserrat. When the completed application is received by the Access Division, the applicant will receive a confirmation email or telephone call using the contact information received on the application. Applicants are required to provide a valid picture ID, full address, banking details, and contact information to the Access Division, or attach the information in an email to accessmni@gov.ms. This information is relevant to initiate the refund payment process. If an applicant is residing overseas, the applicant may nominate a local representative on their behalf to receive the refund. The representative is also required to present the relevant information to facilitate refund processing. For clients who would like a direct transfer to their accounts, you are required to provide all the relevant information to the Access Division. Please note that transfer fees would be deducted from the refund total. The Ministry of Education has named Alan Mullins as the 2020 Montserrat Island Scholarship Awardee. Mullins will pursue a bachelor's degree in actuarial science at the Michigan State University. The Ministry of Education originally deferred the scholarship due to the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Mullins is the second awardee of the scholarship, following Mr. Doran Castle in 2019. Mullins was selected amongst a pool of 4 applicants. The Montserrat Island scholars are selected each year based on their performance at the CXC Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination and their commitment to leading Montserrat's development and growth. Alan is a 2017 graduate of the Montserrat Community College, a talented portrait artist and a rapper, going by the stage name Alan in Challenge. His aptitude for mathematics and strict logical thinking enabled him to return to the Montserrat Community College to teach pure and applied mathematics. Mr. Mullins has commenced classes online and intends to attend on campus in the United States for the fall semester of 2021. The Ministry of Education anticipates the upcoming application cycle for the 2021 Island Scholarship during the month of May 2021. Stay tuned to the Government at Work. We have a special presentation on a recent tour of key government projects. That special feature is next after this message.
Stop. It's time for dinner.
It's only a little bit.
I said it's dinner time, Jason.
After that, can I have candy?
You've had enough candy for the week.
But I didn't have any today.
I said no, Jason.
But Daddy always lets me have candy.
David, I need you to help me with this. I tell Jason no candy, and he says Daddy always lets him eat candy. I'm not arguing with you. Look, all I'm saying is before you agree to something like candy or watching extra TV, ask him, what did Mommy tell you? Yeah, if this positive discipline method is going to work, we have to stick together. Okay. All right, bye. Okay, Jason, time for dinner.
Positive discipline is most effective when both parents agree on what methods to use. Support each other and you'll be able to see improvements more consistently. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education, UNICEF, this station, and funded by UK Aid.
On Friday, April 9th, Premier Honourable Joseph E. Farrell led a tour of government projects, along with all government ministers and the Parliamentary Secretary, to view the progress being made and also to update the public on the status of the projects. The following projects were visited during the tour: the Air Traffic Control Tower Project, Airport Runway Resurfacing Project Equipment Site, 750 kilowatt solar and battery storage project, and the renovation of 19 houses in Lookout. Premier Farrell said despite COVID-19, it was essential for these projects to be rolled out.
Because during the COVID crisis, while we had some downtime, the cabinet and other members of the public service met and strategized to have this project roll out, even though we had COVID going on. And so we were able to facilitate technicians coming in where they was required and put things in place, logistical framework in place with all ministries to have this project started. So we are pushing hard. We understand the importance of these projects to the livelihoods of Montrealers, all of us. We need some speed up in the economy, and so I think that these projects will help to do that. On this side, we have a number of workers, and we go to the other side, we see that we have these projects have employs significant number of persons, which is key for all sectors, not only for themselves, but the private sector is benefit, rentals and other things. So this is the importance of this project, and we're happy that we're able to do it, and we continue to work. The Minister of Health will tell us later on as we in another forum about the hospital project. But we're pushing with these projects because we want to see the economy of Montreal, in spite of COVID, move forward.
At the time of the tour, the building for the tower was reported to be 1/3 of the way, at roughly 22 feet high so far. The contracting company, Galloway Group, said they will be able to deliver the completed project by the end of the summer this year. Adrian Galloway provided this update.
I'm pleased with the rate of progress that we are achieving so far. The works, most of the activity actually that we're actually seeing, we're not seeing it because it's actually underground with the massive foundations for such a tall structure. I am pleased to say that I think we should be able to deliver this project by the end of the summer. And so far things are going well. We're making preparations to do the third level. That is what we're doing right now. And so far, I'm pleased. I'm just thankful that we were able to participate in the construction of this facility to make Montreal a better place for all its residents.
How many persons are employed on this project?
It varies between 25 and just about 25.
25.
Yeah.
And are those technicians from overseas or a mixture of technicians and locals?
Well, basically it's locals at the moment, but we are expecting to get some input for the air conditioning and some other specialized activities. Those will be coming later on in the schedule of this project.
The Air Traffic Control Tower project is funded by the Capital Investment Program for Resilient Economic Growth, CIPREG. Another CIPREG project is the Airport Runway Resurfacing Project, which will ultimately improve the friction of the runway and maintain the integrity of the aerodrome. At the airport runway resurfacing plant site, project manager Mr. Morrison explains what the scope of works will entail for the runway resurfacing project.
First of all, we'll be doing a trial on the taxiway. That will be a permanent trial. It will be left in place. We'll be milling, which that large Bergen machine over there will be used to remove the asphalt. Then thereafter, we'll overlay with new asphalt, 50 millimeter. We're going to remove 10 millimeters, which is about 3/8 for those who are still in the old imperial system. And then we're going to put 2 inches back of asphalt. Then we'll move onto the runway and we'll do the same. And that should take us roughly less than 10 days. In about 9 days we should be finished. And the painting will be happening on the 10th day, just before it's opened.
On January 26, 2021, the government of Montserrat, through the Ministry of Communication, Works, Labour and Energy, held a groundbreaking ceremony to signal the start of the 750 kilowatt PV solar and battery storage project. In his update during the tour, project manager Owen Lewis explained that they had to take into consideration airport international standards and regulations in the design of the site, given the close proximity to the John A. Osborne Airport.
We have actually what we call 5 pads that are going to produce 5 arrays. Each array is 150 kilowatts. That's 400 panels per pad, 2,000 panels in total. Each panel can produce 435 watts of electricity. The reason why for a project of this size you will normally just have one large pad, because we are so close to the airport, and those that can see behind of us, that's the John A. Osborne Airport here in Montserrat. And meeting the safety requirements for the airport, as everyone would appreciate, that glint and glare and communication is vital to the airport.
Definitely.
And in order to meet that international standard, we had to subdivide the arrays into the 5 pads. Each one of the pads, if you look at it, actually is shaped different, oriented different. And the reason why is to accommodate so that there's no glare at all from it. So there's a rhyme and reason why the project is designed how it is.
In terms of lightning strike, and what are the provisions on the site to mitigate against that?
So in terms of the lightning protection, what we have is a combination of individual lightning protection on each one of the arrays. So around the perimeter of each array is a grounding lightning strike. At each corner of each array, we have a ground rod that goes down 10 feet that the wires are connected to. Each array will be structured that way. And then we are going to also have 3 lightning protection poles situated on site. Each pole are going to be different heights depending on their location that meets, again, with the requirements of the airport. And each one of the lightning poles themselves will be grounded with 3 earth rods that are also 10 feet in the ground. And then the entire system is linked together and go back to the control room so that what we get is one complete site-wide lightning protection.
The project is expected to be completed by the end of July this year. The Land Development Authority LDA is renovating 19 forced-in houses in Lookout. Manager of the LDA, Franklin Greenaway, spoke about the process before the start of the renovations.
There were some residual funds left over from when the project was halted in 2015. What we did, we recognized that there were 19 units left of the original 44, and the team at LDA, which includes Mr. Eswick, we did an assessment in terms of what needed to be done, and we allocated the funds accordingly based on the work requirements. We did a tendering process, and we got just about seven contractors who would have bid and been successful. And you're seeing the end result of what a little bit of money can do, because as you said earlier, there's been a lot of talk about the forced-in houses, the talk about condemning and so on, but I think we can, with some funding, upgrade and improve the quality of the housing. I mean, you would have passed through here almost on a daily basis, and now you can see the difference in terms of what can be done just by investing some funds, into each of the properties.
Further updates on these and other projects will be provided as they continue to be implemented. Fiona Alexander-Smith with this special Government at Work feature.
Thank you for tuning in to Government at Work. Join us next month for our next government news package. I am Adina Johnson, and on behalf of the GAU Government at Work production team, thank you for watching.